it's not like the last time. It actually gives us the freedom to talk while the fucking music's playing.
They can actually hear us right now. And I'm just gonna double check if we're actually on Rumble. Rumble doesn't let me add emails either. It's very, very weird.
Oh, so we're live right now with no music intro.
No. I'm just trolling, kind of.
Oh, okay.
They can hear us. Now they can see us.
Oh, so they're just watching the countdown.
Now they are, yeah.
So we're just talking over our own countdown.
Yes. We moved it last time. Good.
Oh, nice. If I knew that the last time, I probably would have started the fucking 10-9-8 when appropriate. I still think it's a sick riff.
Every motherfucking exit! You
Welcome to the Dumbfounded Dipshits Podcast. 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 I am Mike. That's Ryan. I could have swore. Is that a doorway behind you?
Oh. Is that what?
No, a
boy.
You're smoking. Spoke me to look like there was someone behind you. It was very weird.
No, we're in Florida, not California. There's nothing smoking here.
I forgot to mention earlier. So we're getting some traction on Rumble. So we have to kind of instead of engage the audience a little bit because I see people watching it, but they're just not engaging. So maybe we need to be more engaging. I don't know, to be more engaging though.
I think your Max Headroom effect is gonna really bring the fucking your Max Headroom effect.
It's still doing it.
It's still, but I like it. I actually really fucking think we should just play into this.
Did it do it last episode?
No, it didn't do it last episode. But I'm starting to think this is fucking awesome. Like right now, like in my state of mind, this is actually fucking awesome. I mean, I could still understand what you're saying. What?
So hopefully it affects the videos I put too, because then that would kind of make it unwatchable.
What unwatchable? No, if I'm 100% crystal clear in all of these and coming out the end of it, and you're the only one, it actually plays into your personality a little bit, like you being like, you know, the technical wizard behind all of this. So it sounds like the Matrix has actually got you. Like you are now, like you took the blue pill instead, maybe, or no, you became an agent. It sounds like you became.
I became an agent.
There's a lot of fucking. Speaking about agents, fucking the JFK, RFK, and MLK assassination files released.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be incredible. Trump's. Are they released, or is it just an executive order that can release it whenever? Though, do they have to? Is it released already? Can we go read it now? Currently,
I think that there's footage that wasn't like. I think that there's footage out, or either my algorithm is getting completely flooded by just like pandering to me. You know what I mean? My algorithm is pandering to me. It's like, Of course, like my algorithm is like, Ryan wants to see, you know, JFK assassination footage that he hasn't seen before, but you think you've seen everything. You think you've seen fucking, you know, like the movie with Kevin Costner, and you think you've seen this, that, and the other. And all like the Zapruder film.
Great.
It was a good movie. The Oliver Stone back in the day.
I thought it was a great movie, but not great. Okay, it was a good movie, yes.
It turned a lot of people into conspiracy theorists. Like that was their introduction. Like they were probably like, all right, I think I might have been in junior high school, but a lot of kids who were like in college, like saw that movie and were like, yeah, man, what the fuck, man, you know, and they fucking jumped on board. But if shit comes out, like, listen, all right, so I think a lot of the obvious things that are going to be like revealed are just for sure MLK was being harassed by the FBI. That's probably definitely going to be coming out, that there's going to be 100% confirmation from all these released documents that he was fucked with for however many years he was fucked with by the FBI. And that the CIA had a hand in it. I don't know if it's my algorithm pandering to me, but I did hear somebody talking about Lyndon B. Johnson being directly having him killed in Texas on purpose, and it being like a whole operation. So now, what if one of our former presidents is guilty of having the previous president assassinated? What if that? Because that's been a theory for
the conspiracy theory. It's YouTube still. It's like a 6-hour documentary, and it's called "Everything Is a Ranch Trick." That covers everything 9/11 all the way back to Kennedy assassination.
And does it like link them like somehow, or is it just like this is how? Is it like one of those things where like this is the domino effect of one thing to the next?
It doesn't say the vice president at the time was involved directly, but it does insinuate he knew more than he let on to.
Yeah, or that he was at least involved in the conspiracy. Like
yes.
Yeah, okay. So like let's look at it this way, morally speaking, right? If you know that it's going to happen, you do nothing to stop it, right? Is that like
yes, you're guilty,
culpable, right? Yeah. So, and if you're the president and you take power immediately afterwards and stick around for 2 terms, you know what I mean? The only reason why LBJ didn't stick out the whole Vietnam War was because, you know, like the term limits, you know, because of what happened with Franklin. I mean, with Roosevelt. So, you know, and Eisenhower leaving right before Kennedy took office, Eisenhower said about that whole thing about the military-industrial complex. And doesn't it just seem like military-industrial complex got rid of the one guy who didn't want us to go to war in any of these places? That probably would have, and, you know, like they definitely do research into like how it's going to affect the populace 20 years later. Like they look generationally, and if a guy like Kennedy is going to bring the kind of world that's not going to be conducive to money making, being a war profiteer, you know what I mean? Then these guys aren't going to be making the money that they're making now, especially off of, you know, everything that's gone on in the last 30 years, even not even the last 60.
Absolutely.
But how do you like the name? I was sitting there, like I was like thinking about it, you know.
Oh, I love the name.
But the pardons, though, right? Everybody got pardoned. You saw that was like Oprah with both of them, with both Biden and fucking Trump, just giving away the pardons. A lot of people happy that a lot of January 6 people fucking got released.
So what is that he pardoned for the January 6th thing wasn't even
Like, what do you mean?
He wasn't even there. He wasn't. They put jail. What's his name? Let me see. Find his name.
There was a few people who weren't actually in the Capitol building who got like pinched because they were apparently, you know, like I think like they were even going after people who like texted where people were. You know what I mean? So it's like oh, people are meeting up here. Y'all should go there. And if you were in fucking Tennessee or something like that, you're considered, you know, guilty of taking part, which is like fucking ridiculous. But like, who even knows all this shit? I just honestly, when I see like blanket pardons like that, and it's sort of, I don't like too much of it either. You know what I mean? Because definitely, I look at it this way. I don't think that everybody who stormed into the building should be held to that same standard, like to where they're like terrorists or whatever. But there are like a couple of people. So I look at it this way. Let's just say the Capitol building. Look at the Capitol building like a victim, right? Think about this. The Capitol building's a victim, and it's getting raped for generations, right? For at least a few decades in our recorded history, it's been getting fucking raped, and then you go and defile it. So that's how I look at it. And I'm not looking at it as some liberal thing. I'm thinking like, yeah, people should fucking protest and march right up to the fucking Capitol building and demand what you want, you know, to be negotiated over. I think you have the right as an American. But then once you start like breaking property and start hurting fucking guards and shit like that, I think at least those individuals, like let's just say if there's 1,000 people and 50 of them were dickheads and hurt other people and damaged property, you know what I mean? You should do time. If you take a shit in a public office, right? That's pretty. All right. It's hilarious.
Whoa.
It's
okay. If you take a shit in a public office, you do not deserve jail time. Oh,
mad funny. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, you are pretty choppy. But I'm saying I like it a little bit. If you want, I could just match you. But I'm just saying, like, the guy who took a shit, he should get a ticket, at least a ticket. Like, you can't just take a shit. We got to have some fucking decorum in this country. You can't just stage a revolution and be a savage, right? Because don't we all just, like, judge other people for being that way in their countries when they just fucking act like a savage and take a shit on a fucking mayor's desk or something? You know what I mean? Or a congressperson's desk. That person should at least get a ticket. And then the other people, like the guy who killed the fucking other security guard or officer, that, you know, like if you kill somebody, you got to do time for that. But if you just
currently, am I actually happy at this very moment?
What's happening at this very moment?
Am I choppy?
Yes.
God damn it! What the fuck? So
all your curses come out clear as fuck, though.
Are you kidding me?
Every time you do expletives, dude, it comes out clear. Like, I understand, like, you're like, goddamn fucking shit, fucking fuck, cock shit, and be like, so, anyway, I saw on the news. But that's all right, Mike. I'll talk to you guys for a little bit while Mike figures out this technical difficulty. I actually like digitally broken up Mike. I feel like it's like digitally broken up weed. You know what I mean? It just breaks it up a little bit. If you just sound normal all the time, it gets boring and drones out. I get sick of the sound of my own voice sometimes, if you could believe that. Who am I lying to? I do this once a week so I can fucking just talk for an hour and a half. Mike shaking his head. Yeah.
他问哥，开着推特的。
Holy shit. I forgot I sent that to you, Mike. I forgot I sent that to you.
Someone was looking out for that.
Yo, is that person alive though? Got up and walked away. What happened, right, with that?
他问哥，开着推特的。
I'm just saying, he threw a firecracker down a manhole is what he did. So, like, number one, like, don't throw anything flammable down. Like, yeah, especially if you live in a city, that you're an idiot if you throw anything flammable down any sort of maintenance hole because of the amount of fucking. There could just be a gas line down there, and you could blow your block up just like that, which looks sick. I'm not gonna lie, the visual looks fucking insane. Just the ground opening up like it's Tremors. You know,
great movie.
But great movie, dude. Fucking awesome. I watch that movie at least once a year. It comes on Sci-Fi, like, and they'll play it for like a month. Tremors 1 through 4 or whatever. It's one of Kevin Bacon's greatest films. Next to my favorite Kevin Bacon, Stir of Echoes.
Knew you were gonna say that. I knew it.
Yeah, because not only he was good in the movie, a lot of other people were good in that movie, and it was filmed really well. Like, I liked everything felt cold. Like when all those blue scenes, like I felt cold. Maybe because I saw it in the movie theater. I have it on Blu-ray. I think I still have that. It's like one of the only disc movies that I still have left
on DVD.
Yeah, and it's just those blue scenes, like when the girls in the plastic and shit. Like I feel cold, like that. Like just visually seeing that makes me feel cold. Yo, but visually seeing this makes me feel like, thank God I don't work on a boat. This is another one. I sent you a couple of really brutal ones. For some reason, my algorithm is just totally swaying in the, catastrophic accident direction.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck? There's no way.
That guy got flipped, bro. That guy got launched and then flipped.
He's got to be dead.
That's it. I don't know if that's a fatality. I don't know if they're allowed to show fatalities on Reels, but he got flipped, bro, dude. He got picked up, and like in cartoons, like when somebody does a barrel roll and like kicks you, like like when the wrestler in that Bugs Bunny cartoon just like kicks him around with his feet. That guy got kicked around like that. He got tossed around. Yo, safety first. I was like, you remember, like I guess you could call it like last season, our last like long run before we took a break, and like I was sending you a lot of safety videos. So for some reason, it went from safety videos on my algorithm to just straight up fucking horrible accidents.
Isn't it crazy
Like this
how that
one.
works?
Like this one. This one's actually good. Play the volume and see if you can get the volume on this one because
You could hear it. Wait. Did you hear it when she talked?
no, I didn't hear it. No,
No, you don't hear her.
no, I definitely don't hear her.
Jesus fuck. Restream. What's going on? I'm choppy.
Guys, tell us you like Mike's new pixelated voice in the chat, please. We need to hear some feedback about this because I'm liking it. I don't know if it's because I'm like, feeling like in a little kind of like it makes. I don't know. I like 8-bit sound and shit. How about that?
Weirdo.
Here, do a little dance while you in.
You gonna put the whole thing in?
Oh,
Now close it.
alright, y'all. And if you want, you can do a little dance.
Back up.
If you want, shake it up.
She ain't dancing no more, man. Not after that.
Holy shit.
Alright, y'all, we gonna pour it in here,
Yeah, you got to watch that again, dude.
Oh my god.
I don't know. It's like sodium chloride or
I was
something.
gonna say that shock to the pool. The shock.
It's shocker. That's what I meant. Not sodium chloride. It's whatever the chlorine for the pool.
do a little dance while you in.
Close it. You gonna put the whole thing in there?
Oh,
Now close it.
alright, y'all.
Yo, and he's making her do that. That's fucked up. That
And if
the
you
dude's
want,
making.
You can do a little dance
Back up.
if you want. Shake
She
it
should
up.
have ran. She should have ran right there when she closed it. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I sort of want to try this now.
Alright, y'all.
Aren't you a little curious?
You can go
I didn't
get-
know if you put shock in half a bottle of Coca-Cola. Because I got shock in, like, somewhere in that cabinet, I think.
Go get it.
There's a bag of shock.
Go to Red. Remember Reds?
Yeah. No, I mean, I have a whole bunch of pool, like chlorine and shit, whatever, for pool maintenance. But what I'm saying is, like, I might take a bag of shock and go into my backyard and fill up half Coca-Cola bottle with straight up shock and then just seal it and run. Like, seal it and run. You saw, like, she had, dude, you could count 5 solid seconds she had to turn and run after she closed the cap.
Plenty of time to run. She had good time to get out of there. There we go. Okay.
She just needed, like, literally, if she got out there, like, if you counted 5, if she got out on 4, she probably would have made it out. Oh, this is called the crackhead wake up call.
Brody ain't playing with them. We told him to get up the porch like 40 times, and they still sitting here sleeping. So look,
That's not your porch. Get off the fucking porch.
what's
Yeah,
about to
but
happen now.
No, when you got to deal with it, this is how you deal with it.
This is New York.
Probably. Oh, it could be anywhere. It could be Baltimore, it could be Philly.
I'm about to feed. Jesus Christ.
Bless you. You get one. It was funny hearing you sneeze in digital 8-bit, like, ha, chew, 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 chew. Ha, chew, 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 chew.
You really sound like that.
No.
It's going down. Get up. Good morning, New York.
Yeah, it is New York. Confirmation, it is New York.
Good morning, New York.
Brody ain't playing with them. We told him to get up the porch like 40 times, and they still sitting here sleeping. So look, what's about to happen now? It's going down. Get up. Good morning, New York. It's about to go down.
Oh, man.
Brody ain't playing with
Oh,
them.
Larry.
We told him to get up.
Oh, this is mad funny. Everyone loves a good old-fashioned prank, is all I'm saying. And this one definitely gave me a very strong feeling of nostalgia when I watched this. Yo, that guy's ready to commit assault. He thinks it's a real person. I think there's a moment where he realizes that I think he realizes now that it's a remote control. He still thinks it's real. He still thinks it's real.
Is he Australian?
I mean, okay. Is this fucked up that I can't tell if he's either British or Australian? Is that fucked up? Because usually I could tell.
I said this to someone and I got so offended. I was like, every British person sounds Australian when drunk.
All right. I think that could be definitely, understandable. You're right. Like, that makes sense, right? Like, if you hear an Australian person, at their rowdiest, you know what I mean? Like, I could definitely see that. They certain Brits say no, like Australians say no, like they say no, like no.
When you're a little drunk, you'll say no.
You'll say no. I didn't know there was an R and I didn't know there was an R and an L in no. We're about to see another catastrophic accident.
Really?
What do you think?
You ever hear a tiger? Oh, I heard a tiger motorcycle goes.
I sent this one to you because I know with your kind of autism, you like trains. So.
I like trains. Was that perfect?
Did you say singular? Did you say that as an individual?
Was that many people? We just people die.
We just watched a train play people bowling. I don't know if anybody died, but there was definitely somebody got flung like 30 feet and jumped.
I thought trains smile and they come out of places and they have faces.
Bro, why anybody would want to attempt this? Now, I understand, you see all the smart motherfuckers who are just like, yo, I'll just deal with dredging through the mud. You see the people on the bottom who are just like, I'm just going to walk through the mud because this is a smart thing to do.
They're not walking. They're motorcycles.
Yeah, they're not dead. They're not dead is the most important part. But the guys on top are just like, I'm going to beat the train. I follow, because down here in South Florida, we have the Bright Line, right? So I follow Florida Man on Instagram. You follow Florida Man on Instagram?
No, we watch all the accidents on that train.
It is daily, dude. It is fucking daily. There is not always a fatality daily, but there's always a struck by daily. And these things just are made to fucking sort of plow through anybody. And you're warned. There's there are two barriers before you even get to the fucking the crosswalk of the train tracks, not even on the tracks. So it's you got to be determined to swerve around them and get yourself on the tracks. And the only reason why those things would be down is because there's going to be a train passing within 60 seconds. So the thing is, a lot of people are just retarded because retarded's making a comeback, Mike. Did you know that?
No. Who's your word?
Well, it's making a comeback. From what I hear, at least in the last week, the R word has been making a hard comeback. A lot of people throwing around the hard, not the hard R you're thinking of, but retarded's making a comeback. So you get some people who are just fucking retarded and just think that don't understand that 60 seconds is a lot of time if you're in a fight, and is not a lot of time if you're trying to cross train tracks doing a zigzag while there's a train that's going fucking 120 miles an hour coming right at you. You know what I mean? And that shit happens all of the fucking time. It's just like, don't fuck with trains, bro. Trains, you just don't fuck with them. Just be patient.
We were reading every one. I'm like, another one every day. It's multiple people get hit by the train. You're probably hearing me a million times as ultra right now, but
people follow him and think that that's a troll. That is absolutely not a troll, because I watch the local news down here, and for sure, another bright line struck by. Another bright line. I sent you the one with the fire truck, right? Did I send you the one with the fire truck? Where the fucking actual fire department from Delray Beach. This is the municipality that makes the rule that tells people do not cross. That means all of these vehicles are to follow the rules and not cross. This guy was like, fuck that. I'm going to get across before the bright line comes. Bright line plowed right into it. I think a fucking fireman died even. You know what I mean? And there were definitely a bunch of people fucking injured, and the truck got flung into a bunch of other cars and injured other people. And this is a fireman. So it's like people just generally want, like, they're their own main character and don't give a fuck and just want to do main character shit, thinking that they're not living in a world of main characters. I'm sorry. The United States of America is a country filled with people who think they're their main characters, but you could live that way if you respect other people live in a different video game. I'm not playing in the same video game as you. You are your own main character. I'm in Vice City. I'm playing Vice City, and you're playing Liberty. You're playing Liberty City too.
Yo, this Grand Theft Auto, all better off, bro.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But you don't see me coming to Liberty City fucking with your shit, and you ain't coming to Vice City fucking with shit. But we could talk about the shit we fuck with in Vice City and Liberty City.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Damn. Oh.
You can unclench your butthole. Like a glove. Do you know I sent this to you in two different shots? There's a second angle from the rooftop.
I have it right.
This is for all you motherfuckers who got caught in the snow, because the whole country got snowed on. So this is for all you motherfuckers who got caught. Not everybody had a bad day. That motherfucker did not have a bad day.
Wow.
Like a boss. Yo, if that's I really hope that's a dude it was definitely a dude driving that car, right? There's definitely a guy. There's definitely male, right? Male. That's a male. Blowjob. Guy gets a blowjob. Free blowjob. Guy gets a free blowjob. I don't give a fuck.
That, man.
That is skills. That is talent. That is fucking clutch talent. I didn't hear it with the volume, but I know what that shit sounded like.
Wait, really? You hear it?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be playing.
We got volume problems, Mike. I don't know how to control my volume when I enter a room, especially, you know this. It's a problem I have with mine.
But when we switch seamlessly like I do, it should still have the audio. But for record, we have a mutual that did this when we were a kid thing.
Ran through a glass window.
I like how the other ones low down and the deal.
Well, she stopped before she hit the wall. The other one stopped before she hit the wall. The other one just listen, whoever cleans that house does a great job. Because if she didn't see that fucking glass door, the thing is, you know what? Some of us are people. Can I just say this? Some of us are people who are wired to see door handles, and there are some of us who are not wired to see door handles. You ever see somebody like walk up to a door? Yeah, and they look, and it's like obvious where the door handle is.
Sliding doors don't always have obvious doors.
That's not sliding, bro.
No,
that shit.
No, that's not. It's a sliding door.
Yeah.
But oh my god, my wife is tumbling down a mountain.
This is pretty funny. I mean, she probably thought she was gonna die. He probably thought she was gonna die too. You hear his reaction. He's like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "Oh shit! I get to cash in on that life insurance policy."
That was so scary.
she's laughing now because she's alive, right?
Oh my god.
But yo, at one point she thought she was done, and he thought she was done, and he definitely was like,
shit.
you hear him? He's like, oh no,
my God.
he's not even trying to stop her. Wouldn't you have dove to try to stop her, like tackle her?
No. I can't kick him in the thing in the face with that boot.
Bro, I would have lunged and like tried to grab on and would have went down with her. And I'm saying, because it's just like, that's how it goes in the movies. You would both make it safely down at the bottom. If you just let her go, she could fall off like Cliffhanger. You remember Cliffhanger?
Movie.
When you let them go, if he didn't go, if he went down with her, I'm pretty sure if Sylvester Stallone just like let himself go like Anakin Skywalker and just like floated down, he would have floated down with her, and the movie wouldn't have went into, you know, the whole grieving death thing.
The whole grieving death thing.
Yo, you hear him, right? He's like, oh shit. Did you hear how like unconcerned he was?
Okay.
He was like, oh shit.
Who played devil's advocate? He could be high as mind. He is skiing.
Yeah, he could be high out of his mind, but the whole thing is that, you know, like, I sober the fuck up. I don't know. You've definitely had to been in situations where you're high as fuck, and you're like, damn, like you're not high anymore.
Yeah, they told up my high.
Yeah, I would definitely be like, go into John McClane mode, I think, to a fault. Like, I know, like, yeah, you're going to die, but there's a chance that if I stop this far down the hill, I could stop her. Like, if I grab her and, like, sink her down, I know it's, like, cartoon logic, right?
Right. Definitely cartoon logic.
But, you know what I mean? Like, he definitely had he had life insurance voice. I'm sorry. He was like, he definitely was like, oh no, babe, no. Damn. You know. Oh. So cheers to sportsmanship. I just want to say this. There is still good in the world, right? And this is what shows me that there's still good in people in the world is that fighters, right? For all the emotion that they convey, the whole ups and downs in following a fighter or watching a fight, right? These guys will still get together and fucking chum it up at the end after trying to kill each other. And Jerry's like he's my new favorite fighter. I love this guy. He cut the dread off, the head cock that he had on the top. I still have faith in the world because of this.
I mean, they're
You know what I mean?
They're professionals.
No, that's what I mean by professionals. But the thing is, like,
artists too.
but I understand like that they're professionals, but that is why they, you know, it sets a better example for, like, if you aspire to at least have like some sort of like integrity, right? Like, just as a person, like, you could live your life like this, and you don't have to beat people up for a living. You could just be like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
True. So what happened with the Theo Von thing?
Oh, okay. Check it. This is what I think happened.
I have no idea. Actually happened.
Obviously, this is like the Paul brothers, right? To me, going back to their YouTube stunt roots, you know, and just playing a prank on Theo Von. But they did it at the inauguration. So this is pretty much how it went. Like, you know that the inauguration was supposed to be outside, right? So it's supposed to be the big thing outside, you know, in front of the water and all that shit. And everybody's pretty much out there in the rafters. There's all different seating charts going down, like, stadium-wise, for all the people who were who were invited there. So all the people's invites still stand, right? So people like Jake Paul, Conor McGregor, Theo Von, Logan Paul, Dana White. You saw Dana White was literally standing behind presidents. That was sick, dude. Dude, you gonna tell me? All right, because our last podcast was right before the inauguration. Tell me that wasn't sick. Dana White listened in to fucking George Bush and fucking Obama's conversation. Did you see that shit?
Mm-hmm.
So the inauguration had to be moved indoors, so all these people got separated. Half of it was like in the Capitol building with all of like the actual people who had to be in the room. You know, obviously former presidents, Congress people, senators, yada, 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 all the important people, and immediate like the invited, right? And then there are the secondary invited, and they got put into separate places and got to watch a screen of it happening. They were in one of those rooms. I don't know if you could see Connor in the background there. You see him?
He's right there. I see him.
Yeah. So they're all sitting close by and stuff like that. I think one of the Paul brothers started filming coincidentally right as Theo Vaughn's seat collapses on himself in a room full of people. Embarrassing himself essentially, but it's Theo Vaughn and he is a comedian, so it makes it all right, which is hilarious. I think it's still cool. It's a very lighthearted thing. No, the chair collapsed and Theo Vaughn fell back into the Paul brothers because I believe one of the Paul brothers tampered with the seat before they started filming. So it wasn't the seat was fucked up. Theo Vaughn said the seat was fucked up and then one of them fucked with it, I think, and how it went down. And then Theo Vaughn, after had sitting down on it after a certain amount of time, that fell through it and got it on camera. I thought it was hilarious. I think it's a little lighthearted thing to happen. Usually these things are so stuck up, right? You need to loosen up the mood a little bit. But I feel like the Trump inauguration was more of like a soiree than it was like your stiff kind of like official presidential swearing in. You know what I mean? Because it had a lot of entertainment types, a lot of fighters repping hard at the inauguration. You know what I mean? Dana White is sitting behind presidents, bro. What the fuck?
I mean, Dana White is pretty well off.
Yo, I'm saying like moving up in the world. The guy was like a low level boxing promoter, right?
Mm-hmm. That was a long time in the 90s.
If you're a boxer, you're a boxer. You're just a boxer. You're just a boxer from Boston, right? You're just a boxer from Boston. You're this person, right? You're a boxer from Boston, and you're like, damn, I want to be the greatest boxer in the world, right? And I'm going to train boxing, and then along the way, you learn that you're not that fucking good. At that point, do you think that you're going to be seated with presidents? What was hilarious about the seating was fucking Barron Trump and Elon Musk. Did you see that shit? Like where it's like Elon's like sort of like fanboying out. Like he's having like literally every clip of Elon Musk is like he's at an autistic he's at an autistic boy's birthday party. He's at his birthday party. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, and then we got to talk about the Zig Heil, right? Didn't he? Like, we got to talk about.
Yeah, well, I wanted to bring that up because I don't think it's what they're making it out to be at all.
Yeah, I don't even know if I even have. This is the thing. Like, I don't know if it was like an intentional Zig Heil, and I don't know if it was just like not even a Roman salute. But what I mean, like my heart goes out to you. Like he said it like right before that.
Yes.
So it's like I don't know if he's just like socially retarded, or
isn't he on spectrum?
Or if he tried to slip in like a Zig Heil troll, right? Because he's been trolling hard lately since he's taken over X. Elon Musk has become a little bit of an internet troll.
He is the richest troll on the planet,
right? And he owns the platform, which makes it even funnier. Like it is funny. Like the thing is, I find. Like comedy, and I laugh, with a lot of this, not out of arrogance, because I'm like, oh, I pity, I laugh. Like, it's like, no, it's like, yo, bro, people are, like, even serious people are fucking hilarious. Or, like, they don't even realize they're trying to be funny, which makes it fucking funnier. Because, like, we sit there and we watch sketch comedy, and we're waiting for people to act like they're acting weird. And they're kind of weird that they're acting is supposed to be funny. It is more funny and more genuine when it's an actual person acting like that in real life. And the reactions that happen, and I mean that's every reacting to it is sort of like hilarious all within their right. Like people who are like defending him and people who are trashing him alike give like so many stupid reasons because it's like, yo, bro, it's like, in my opinion, it was like worst possible thing you could do. To derp this all up. You know what I mean?
He goes like this.
So it's
right. He goes like this. He goes like this.
But do you know what does that? If he goes now, watch this. Can I show you something? If he goes hand over heart and says to you, right? It means the same thing.
It completely though.
That changes
it completely.
You see, if you take this, no, Mike,
his hand isn't like this. His hand is like this.
If you stop the video and stop it here, I just did a Zig Heil, right?
Yes, but no one gives a shit about it, so they won't freeze it and make an article about it.
My favorite part about this is that right after this came out, it's a whole slew of people, like a whole now I'm doing it. You see, and I'm saying a list. You see, I'm saying a list, Mike. You see, I'm saying a list, but it's a whole bunch of people caught at this part of the picture. Mm-hmm. So it's like Obama, this one, that one, this one, that one, and it's like, oh, so you could like literally make a collage of people doing the Roman salute.
Hold on, can I find one Obama doing it? Let's see.
Well, there was one in the collage that I saw. There's definitely one with a Hillary doing it for sure. Oh, yo, can we talk about scandals? Do you want to talk about scandal?
Sure.
Okay, speaking about presidents, Obama apparently is banging Jennifer Aniston. Did you hear about this?
No.
Yeah. All right. So there was like some sort of joke on Jimmy Kimmel, I think, or some sort of talk show where it was like, "Oh, aren't you and Barry like close or some shit? You know, Barack or whatever." And apparently, like, there's a second set of fucking leaked texts, and they could be this could be the next like sort of, it's posthumous though, but sort of like the Marilyn Monroe JFK thing of our generation, which is fucking insane because the story only gets weirder. It's just like the story of America just keeps getting weirder and weirder and fucking weird.
Fake news we're talking about it, like legit. Right? Oh wait,
yeah, but
New York Post is talking about mine.
They're almost
halfway there.
See, but wait a minute. What if I say the Post is almost, and you stop the video?
Not quite.
I'm doing like a Parkinson's Zig Heil then, right? It's Parkinson's. It's a Parkinson's Roman salute. If I just go like that, so it's like maybe it's true. It's page 6 shit, but the thing is, it's fucking funny, and it's funny because the thing is like even though it might be like it's not quite Inquirer level tabloid, but close. It could be bullshit, but the fact that if it made it to at least a semi-reputable news source, there might be a sliver of truth to it. That's crazy. That's crazy. Because then that's sort of like, I don't know, like sort of, isn't that like he's democracy's, not democracy. He's like the Democratic golden boy. I mean, really, if they could have ran Barack 2 more times after he ran the first 2 times, you don't think they would have? Of course they would have.
They kept running every time, every chance.
They would have kept running them.
Absolutely. Now, before I forget,
you know what I mean?
I'm going to do this.
This week's dipshit of the week.
The music.
I sent that to you, Lance. I sent that to you last minute.
And I got added. This is an ad. No thanks.
Oh no!
So this guy, influencer, he's an influencer. He died at 55 old after going under jail anesthesia for a back tattoo. What the fuck you getting? What? What kind of?
Okay, so can I explain it to you?
Yes.
People now, right, especially basketball players and athletes, right, they are now paying extra. They're paying an anesthesiologist, right? When you're going for a surgery, like one of the biggest charges on that fucking surgery thing is not only just the materials and the tools, because you got to pay for equipment. Like if you see a surgical, like if you see like the breakdown, like now. Doing what I do for a living, they like exhibits could be entered where it's like medical records, and they'll be like, well, the surgery cost this much because anesthesiologists, they needed this kind of scalpel, they needed this specific pump, they needed this specific surgical tool, they needed 2 surgeons on because they needed 4 hands on deck, and so that means if there's 2 surgeons, then there has to be 4 surgical assistants, and there has to be an anesthesiologist. You got to pay them for X amount of hours. So anesthesia is fucking expensive. So you get people like influencers. This guy's like a Miami businessman, right? So since this thing has become a cool thing to do, all of these influencers go and just you ever see like motherfucker had no tattoos and 3 weeks later guy pops up on fucking on TikTok, Instagram Reels, or fucking like, just on YouTube and is just like fully tatted on a part of their body? It's because these motherfuckers getting put to sleep. Now, I ain't never got put to sleep, and I don't think I ever will get put to sleep. Not going to say that I wasn't probably drunk for like a handful, But the thing is, like, if I was drunk for 5 of them, I was definitely sober for like fucking 13 to 15 of them. You know what I mean? So it's like
I've always been sober. I think. No, never mind. My one. I don't think I was sober for.
And drunk wasn't because I was trying to numb it. Drunk was like, that was the decision that I made to get that. It's like, drunk was like, I was drunk, so I got that tattoo, and the guy that I went to get it didn't give a shit. Just wanted to get fucking paid. So, but this guy went under to get a back piece, and that's what a lot of these people are doing, or back piece, chest piece, like the really painful ones.
Like, whenever you go under, it is a risk. And in a hospital setting, and he died on the operating table. Wow. And he was a Brazilian auto influencer.
Yeah, and he sells cars. Listen, this is what they're putting on the social media and out there in People magazine, because that's the glamorous thing. But the fact of the matter is, he made his money by selling cars, and he became famous as an influencer recently. And you pay a lot of money to get put under, and the tattoo itself is like something that you would go that would be like a 5-6 sessions if you do a back piece, depending on how big you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like if your body type is, I don't know, like Undertaker or Brock Lesnar, and you got a big ass back, like you're gonna have a lot of fucking time to put into that piece. Like, so this dude wanted to get it done on the, like, literally, like, and I think sometimes they got like 2 fucking guys working on your back. None of these things actually look all that great. That's what's fucking getting me. The ones that you go in like, oh man, I did this fucking photorealistic pick an animal, bison, in a like bursting through the snow, and it looks like a bison bursting through the snow, black and white, shaded, and it's like the guy did it 8 sessions. It took a while, but it was worth it. They can't do that. They do like one dude at like the Hollywood fucking, or no, like the Las Vegas sign, and this, that, the other thing, and it was like a resto mod car, like muscle car, and it was like, yeah, things that were probably simple, but not, you can't do like photorealistic and shit like that. So if you're like somebody who's like, I want fucking, photorealistic fucking statue of David on your back, like you're not doing that on under anesthesia. You'd have to come back a few times.
Yeah, of course.
This motherfucker died because he was under too long, probably, or some shit. Or people die on anesthesia. Sometimes you don't know that you have a heart problem.
Always taking a risk when you go to general.
Yeah, he probably didn't even know he had a heart problem, because how old is he? 45. Never went to fucking get that checked.
What is this shit? What is this?
Oh, so part of my algorithm is fucking home improvement fails. So this guy's trying to hack television.
I hit the pipes.
Yep. Which you understand. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't have volume, but this guy's real. If you guys can hear it, guy's real as a motherfucker. He should have went and got a bucket, but he's just trying to stop that shit up. Yeah. It looked like a 12-year-old, though, honestly. No? Am I lying or what? You don't think so? Kid looked like he was 12.
Yeah.
Nah.
Wow.
Yeah, that whole place is flooded. You see that, right? How far that water goes back?
Yeah, man.
That gets me
very quick too. I think this is being. Is this a being man? Looks like being man.
Oh yeah, this is a Boston Bean Man. I love Boston Bean Man. Fucking shake your head. Can I just say this? Yo, can I say this? I'm a hat guy, as you all could see. As you all know, if you've watched this fucking podcast before, or if you followed us, you know that I rarely ever show my skull. But I'm shaved skull, and have been shaved skull since 2002, right? I've been shaving my head since then. I'm just saying, financially speaking, just going to the barber, I haven't been to the barber since the 90s. So before I fucking even shaved my head, I had a metalhead's fucking hair cut. Ass hair, down ass hair. I had ass hair from the top of my head. I had ass hair on my head.
Wow.
No, I had hair going down to my ass and an undershave, and I went from that to shaving my head on a New Year's Day, and just been shaving my head since. I haven't had to pay for a barber since the 90s, right? So how much money have I saved on fucking going to a barber? I've been doing this all myself. Obviously, I know it's not all that fucking great, but I'm just saying it's a lot of money.
And barbers have been going up in price over the years. If you want a good haircut it's easily 30, 35, 40 dollars. If more.
And if I have to go every 2 weeks,
well,
right?
You
gotta go every 2 weeks, right? I don't know. Speaking about somebody who just hasn't gone to fucking anybody to do their hair in that long, in like 3 decades, bro. No, I'm on my 4th decade. I went last to a barber 4 decades ago. That's fucking crazy.
Wow.
We are in 2025. So you got the 2010s, the 2000s, and the 90s. The 90s was the last time I went to the fucking barber. And so maybe all the whiskey that I drink and have drank in the past, I was able to drink and have the ability to afford to drink it because I didn't go. Maybe had I been going to a barber, I would have been like, you know what? I'm not going to be a whiskey drinker. It's too expensive. I would have just been a Bud Light drinker. Oh, all right. So this is the big topic I wanted to talk about today. I actually really want to talk about it. I know I did the name with the tariffs because, see, I did it again. You see, I did it again. I'm not trying to do it. I'm not trying to do it. It just happens naturally because everybody else is doing it now, right? I'll do it this way. I'll be like this.
So, okay. So we're not going to... Full disclosure, if the Nazis go over, I beat because I'm not Aryan and mixed race. They would kill me.
Yo, what are you talking about? The homeboy from the Proud Boys is like mad Latino.
That's why I was laughing about the one that got arrested. Didn't he get arrested in due time?
Yeah, because he was like, "Go here. This is where you guys got to go to."
And they consider it a white supremacist. While the dude's like white.
Well, okay. Hold on a second. Now, they're definitely not your traditional neo-Nazis. No, not at all, dude. No. Like that's like, nope. Like there's, you gotta understand. Like far-right groups are way more inclusive than they used to be. Yeah. Okay.
So are we talking about we're going to get into the video? How do we see the other thing?
Okay. Well, what? You want to talk about the parentage of these two? Or we could talk about, like, how that dude isn't white and he's supposedly in a white supremacist group? Like,
well, that's how to get with the screen. Go away. Just
I like my up close shot. I think people need to see my pores.
Hi. Look, hair is crazy.
So I'm saying, like, just because he's like, okay, yeah, he's not white, but far right groups taking mad more like of recruitment. Like everybody could be far right now. I think they're technically more DEI than the DEIs, which is a flex.
Wow.
I mean, nowadays. Now the DEI is done with, apparently, right? Like, there's no such thing as, right? That they did away with that, right?
Yeah, they got rid of it, right?
I think so. I think that was like, and a lot of corporations are following suit. So it's like now we're back in a meritocracy. And the thing is, what's funny is that meritocracy sounds like a meritocracy. Could that be a word? Did I just make that word up?
I'm actually looking for. Interesting. How would you look at? Sorry, I was reading the definition. I like it.
No, it's like when you move up in the world on your own merits.
Yeah, not the color of your skin.
Well, I don't think it's so much even that the color of the skin too, because I think everything falls. You have to fall into any one of a category. So it's like it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be any sort of race, but there are religion DEI hires. There are also sexual orientation DEI hires. There's also, age DEI hires. Like, you know what I mean? I think since that Robert De Niro movie, I think you have to hire one elderly person.
Wow.
I think you have to forcefully pull somebody out of retirement if they voted blue, and you have to make them work. But you give them a 20% boost on their Social Security. And I think that's how that goes, right?
No idea how that goes.
This whole podcast, by the way, is a character piece. I am playing a character. I'm actually don't believe in anything that you you think I'm saying right now. Actually,
I don't believe we say ever. Or what? We are dirty.
It's part of the act, people. It's part of the act, people. I know sometimes people get work.
We are dirty, super liberal life, and we vote for Hillary, and then we also voted for Biden both times.
I didn't vote.
Shit, me either. God damn it. And if I did vote, it would not have been Biden.
So these two people are fucking illegitimate siblings. Did you know that? All right. Now their head shape is the same. They have
even the way they're sitting right now is they have the same kind of attitude when they're stuck.
Yeah, they're both off put right now. And now hold on. Can I just say this? I just want to like before we watch any of these, I think I sent you maybe one or two videos with this, but we could look for more. Actually, they're all over the place. So the Howie Mandel had them both on the podcast. So I think it's how it started was Howie Mandel had Billy Corgan on first, and Billy Corgan told the story that. Bill Burr has told the story that his dad was like, the traveling musician thing. Like he's told that before, right? Mm-hmm. So, and Billy Corgan was like, yeah, my dad was a musician too, but he wasn't there all the time. And so Bill Burr and him were like, yeah, like whatever. They both had dad. It was like, and Bill Burr, I think, is Boston, and Billy Corgan's from Chicago, right? So apparently the bit, if it's a bit, I don't know if it's a bit, because the thing is, I'm like, this could be a bit. Like, this could literally be, like, you could make a movie, like a Step Brothers kind of movie based on this. A comedian and a rock star are separated from a dad who had two separate families. And apparently, if this is not a bit, the reality is that Bill Burr's father and Billy Corgan's father are the same person and had held down two families around the same time because they're very close in age and named both of his sons Bill.
He could never have a birthday card.
He probably had them pre-filled out. You know what I mean? Like, just had like 20 birthday cards just filled out just to be like, this should carry me over for the next 10 years.
So does he corner them on? Is he about to corner them and be like, hey, guys?
Yeah, well, all right. So then what happened recently, I think, on this week's podcast, the Howie Mandel podcast, he has Bill Burr on as a guest and then blindsides him with Billy Corgan and says, let's what is the word I'm looking for? Tackle this topic right now. Let's nip it in the bud and have you guys talk this out here, which I think is a little fucked up. If this is because the thing is, you remember Dana White had the Howie Mandel podcast thing where he got up and walked out. Do you know that was a bit? That was Howie Mandel was like in love with it. Howie Mandel was like, you need to get up and say, I hate doing podcasts and walk out because you've done so many of them. Right? Because Dana White said walking in, don't worry, I've done so many of these things in the last week, I can't wait until these are over. Because Dana White did a slew of them. Dana White did a campaign for like 2 months where he did a bunch of podcasts, right? Andrew Schultz, he did everybody but Rogan, which is the funny part, right?
Well, because
he's not doing the one that he's closest to.
Yeah. And I think there's a reason for that.
Yeah, there's probably a lot because Rogan wants to ask him real shit, and Dana White is not ready to talk about it. So either way, Dana White was on, and Dana White did that whole thing where he's like, I don't want to do this, and gets up and walks out. That's all pre-planned. Howie Mandel and him pounded and dapped each other up after that and said that was fucking awesome. That was the best podcast. And Howie Mandel was like, I want to have probably Howie Mandel being the kind of comedian he is because he's been doing this for a while. He was a prop comic for a while. had Bobby's World. He was, had sitcoms and shit. He wrote sitcoms. He wrote stand-up is fucking fantastic. He probably was like, I want to have the shortest podcast episode.
Is he still a germaphobe?
But I think he's gotten better. I think he's like one of those people that therapy's working for them. But this is why I think it's a bit. Is because he's done it before. So since Howie Mandel's done this before, he did it with Dana White. Of course he would do this. He probably, spoke to Billy Corgan about this. The thing is, Bill Burr's reaction. Bill Burr, if he is a fan. I love him. He's not my favorite comedian in the world, but he's definitely my top 10. Right?
Yeah,
and I have 1,000 comedians I love. Top 10 favorite comedians. He's top 10.
Easy. And he's not a bad actor. He was eating the Mandalorian. His one or two episodes, one I believe.
That's my point. Is because he could be fucking a good actor. He was like in
it was a good
comedy.
episode.
Yeah, that was a great episode of Mandalorian. The comedy he just came out with was really funny. You know what I mean? He was great in that Pete Davidson movie where he plays like the dad's girlfriend, his mom's girlfriend, his mom's boyfriend. It's hilarious, and it's convincing. And I'm like, maybe he's acting. This could and listen, Billy Corgan's not. You do not on musicians and people, especially since he owns, I think, a wrestling promotion or owned a wrestling promotion.
Billy Corgan?
A guy who's in entertainment, embedded in entertainment. Don't think that he hasn't picked up some chops along the way and that he can't just act this bit along. Right? So I was like, this has got to be a bit. But after watching this, I don't think it's a bit. Oh, I don't have volume. I need to hear this. I'm sorry. I don't mean to inconvenience you. Like, please don't hate me, Mike.
No. I hate what's happening. Why we don't have volume? That's kind of. Hold on.
And you still sometimes sound like. The thing is, I can't get away with it because nothing else behind me is getting pixelated. At least with you, there's like a skip. Oh, you gotta open up the volume. Volume. Is this empty?
No, it's nothing.
I have so many beverages around me. I'm like surrounded by beverages. It's like beverages, spliff, beverages. I think I might do my garage from a different angle next week.
Yeah, you said that. And I might figure out
why
my mic isn't working.
But that's okay. I think we like it. I think I like it.
Billy Corgan. I'm an asshole. Yeah, I thought this would be great to bring a family together.
He didn't tell you. He told me you were totally cool with me coming. That's what he does. That's what he does.
I thought it would be a surprise.
Can this be edited?
Why would he have an issue with it? Why making Bill Burr uncomfortable?
Out.
I mean, it's like a very acute family issue that you want to bring on to like it's because the thing is podcasts are television now. You go on a podcast, people are going to see it. You know what I mean? It becomes like your personal issues.
Comment. Wow. The comment is too bad they don't have enough hair for a DNA test.
Oh, who knows? You can check underneath. Sometimes when you go bald up top. By the way, whoever left that comment, when you go bald up top, hair starts growing everywhere else. So you could get DNA off my back and out my ass crack.
I can go. I mean, you told me Bill was. All right, fuck it. No, I'll do it. Did you ever think the fact that I never told that story? That maybe you shouldn't. Did you ever? How many fucking emails and crap that I got? I sort of went away from that.
So let me just fill in.
Do we talk on a regular basis?
We've never met. So Billy Corgan was nice enough on my podcast to talk about the fact that he told a story that he had never told before, that his father traveled.
My stepmother said to me, "Do you know who Bill Burr is? Bill Burr might be one of the children that your father sired in his days on being a traveling musician."
Wow.
Yeah.
If you do the math,
he was a piece of shit.
But what's fucked up, they get into this whole thing where Bill Burr is Dad played the clarinet and played this instrument, and then Billy Corgan's no, he didn't. He played guitar. And he's like, Well, he played the clarinet in my house, and he's like, holy shit. He's like, he never fucking played that. So, dude, what's crazy is that, well, this is like in Mad Men days, because these guys are like in their 50s. They're like deep. But like the fact that this is what bugs me out, right? And what gets me, because like I didn't like really know my dad that much, but I did a lot of things like he did. Like I got into music like he did and all that shit. And then like when I like became like, you know, like acquainted with him later in life, I was like, oh shit, like a lot of like our sense of humor sort of links up. And I wasn't raised by him. So like I didn't have that kind of exposure, like how you figure somebody socially would just sponge and like learn something from somebody else. So the thing is, this is my point, right? Billy Corgan, in a sense, was in a very cynical band and played music in that band. Bill Burr is a fantastic drummer. He's actually a really good drummer. And he's like a talented, he's a talented pilot. Like he's a fucking helicopter pilot. And he is the greatest comedian, which is like, that is an art within itself. So the thing is, he's musically talented and his comedy is cynical. So you knew the cynicism passed through the balls. Like this is definitely, the cynicism passed through the balls and the musical talent passed through the balls. Like that's what happened. And they, like you said, the guy was traveling. They probably didn't have that much exposure to him. But there was enough fucking influence. It's like funny that they both, right? The trajectory was the same. Like that's what's crazy about genes. Like you could have a basketball player. That's like, for example, basketball player. Speaking of Jimmy Butler, who's going through his own turmoil right now in his drama with the Miami Heat, is speculated that Michael Jordan's his dad.
Wow.
Because there's links to like when Michael Jordan was in town when he could have been conceived. You know what I mean? And there's like they look a little bit alike. And he plays like them. You know, sometimes he does like, you know, like the tongue out, you know, like Michael Jordan used to do. So these stories sort of bug me out a little bit. Because it's like imagine I have like a fucking, you know, like I thought about that. Do I have like a fucking like a long lost out there or something?
My father was a man, so I probably have a brother or sister out there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if you had like, what if it's like, what if like it's not, you know, like,
yeah, two kids,
you know, like
close together. And
if it's like Matt Rife is your brother or some shit like that.
That was funny. Yeah, you got two kids just together and name the same fucking name.
That's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up.
He thinks it's different because he's Billy and I'm Bill. Like that's how we told the difference.
Well, I was Bill when I was young, but you're right. I mean, with all respect,
I just thought.
All right, well, whatever. You know, it's not that I don't like him. It reminds me of all of that shit. So, you know, it's.
I still think this could be a bit though.
Hearing.
All right, whatever. I mean, I like your music.
Appreciate that.
Okay, great.
You know what would be cool if you let your brother play drums. Who's here?
Yeah, no, but I think but Bill Burr actually plays good drums. Like he's a good drummer.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm trying if they are actually. I made the news and everything.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. So it's like I don't think it's all right. All that shit is making me think that it's not a bit. But the thing is, like the way they skip in their dialogue, I'm like,
Corgan recalls his father saying he had a half brother Neil who was born around this time as him. Corgan is 57 and birth 56. The musician at the time he was being cleared, so he later expressed out that about actually being related to Burr.
But this is the thing that makes it like is like people like that was probably more prevalent back then, like the 2-family, 3-family thing. But in the not Mormon sense. But like if it's like, you know, the traveling musician thing and it being back then because in their age, it's like, all right, maybe, but they gotta get pinpricked, otherwise, you know, I call shenanigans. You know what I mean? It's cool. That would be fucking sick, dude. I actually like that story. You know what I mean? And if they could actually have like some sort of a, I don't know, not a reconciling because there's nothing to reconcile over, but you know, like what if they recorded an album and it was like the sickest, baldest album ever?
The sickest, baldest album ever.
I'd download that shit. All right, so this made me sad. All right, it's been quite a few years since I've lived in New York City, but I still like follow all the shit on social media that I've been following for years, and I get all the stories and stuff. So the fish bowl in Bed-Stuy. Do you remember this over the summer? Okay, so this was, to me at least, it got to me in my algorithm and my news feed and all that shit. There was a makeshift goldfish pond that was built in, like, like the hydrant bay right by a tree. You see these all the time, dude. You know what I mean? And the guy dug it a little deeper and lined it out around the fucking hydrant, filled it with water, because I think the hydrant was leaking. You know what I mean? So he filled it with water so it would actually keep, whatever, and then filled it with goldfish and, like, decorations and, like, foliage. And apparently the guy is like on trial for attempted murder, or charged with it at least.
Let's see if I can find a video of it. Really close video.
I'm fucking loving this new chair. I'm not getting butt fatigue.
That's worse.
That's definitely something porn stars say.
It's not shit.
We love our eggs any style.
You hear it?
As long as they're the best.
I love eggs. I fucking love eggs. You kidding me?
Effort to
She has weird eyebrows.
save some goldfish
Probably with Botox.
living in a small makeshift pond in Brooklyn.
You might be right.
It started with a leaky fire hydrant and then a GoFundMe drive to save the fish that swam in the pond. This is in Bed-Stuy. Well, unfortunately, last night, vandals struck and destroyed that makeshift pond. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson.
Signs of life
What?
in what's now known as the Bed-Stuy Aquarium. Folks living here are slowly putting all the pieces back together at the makeshift pond after vandals tore it apart Monday evening.
I love the motivation behind it to bring peace
Oh,
and tranquility
yeah, but-
to everyone who stops by.
Called a quote.
Yeah, but this is when it was created.
What things looked like in early
Yeah.
August. The co-creator was too upset to.
I thought it was cool. It actually made me feel good, like, to see that.
Shambles.
Okay,
It's an
what is it?
out-of-the-box idea. This hydrant, which has been leaking for some time, is the water source for the shower.
It's like, yo, have you ever been to the aquarium in Brooklyn? They're like, no, the other one.
That is a shithole.
The real one. That's the real one. The real one. That is the real one. And the thing is, like, and people were like, yo, feeding the fish and shit. People would walk up, like, like how you feed birds and stuff and feed the fish. I thought that was fucking cool. Because you know what? Like, honestly, like, Japan, they got this shit everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, you just walk up, like, they got, like, literal, like, street gutter systems for people who live by a mountain for like rain runoff and snow melt runoff, and there are actual fucking koi that live in these motherfucking streams.
Why are you being
Big ass
coy?
motherfucking fish. Well, because I'm a big yellow fish, or I'm a red fish.
Are you a gay fish?
I'm a red koi. Who's a gay fish? I'm not a gay fish. Why does everybody call me a gay fish?
As a gay fish.
Dude, that's like probably that is like a fucking
So
South
many
Park
South
classic.
Parks.
I say anyone that's a Randy episode is definitely a fucking classic. All the Randy episodes
they
fucking
really do.
slap. Integrity Farms, dude. Integrity Farms. I literally like, and I still like that gag, even though it's like 5 or 6 years old.
Like Coon and
But that whole him, oh, dude, that'll never get old either. All right. When was the fucking, what was it called? The What Super What Friends that the Coon came out on? Dude, that was like 2007, dude. That was like South Park was only out for 10 years, and that's crazy to say that.
The Coon,
The Coon, the first episode with the Coon, and with the what was the name of the superhero team?
And it was Coon and
That's
Friends.
2010. Coon and Friends, yeah, but he debuted earlier than that. It had to be 09 or something like that, because I don't even think I knew you when it came out.
Appearance of the coon. What year was it? What year? Okay.
That had to be like 08, 09 or something like that, I'm feeling.
First aired The Coon. First aired March 18th, 2009. And then Coon and Friends came
there you go.
later.
Yes, because the episode was such a hit.
Coon and Friends
That's
was
why.
like
Because you remember, like,
a 2 episode long.
yeah, but the season before that, that's when Butters turned into fucking Captain whatever, like Disrupto, whatever. What was it called? With the tinfoil.
Oh, what is Captain Chaos?
Captain Chaos.
Where's his? Oh, come on, Professor Chaos.
Dude, I hate this because the thing is, I hate being Professor Chaos. I knew it was like Chaos something. I hate being a fan, but not being such a diehard where I actually know every fact. Because I feel like so.
Ryan. It's
you know what I mean?
15 years ago.
Yeah, but if you ask me, I know. But if you ask me something about like Spider-Man or Wolverine, I'll give you fucking that Star Wars sports stats. If you ask me about the Mets, yeah, I know. But I was like, that was like a show that was like, I feel like that happens with TV. I forget TV episodes, especially like big series, like Breaking Bad. Bill Burr. But like the one that Bill Burr was in when they actually stole like the methyl whatever off the train. Mm-hmm. The train heist was one of the greatest episodes. I fucking forgot that happened. Dude. Wow. Yeah, and the thing is like usually criminal like shit like will fucking stick, especially on a TV show. Speaking about criminals, bro, your favorite pitcher, Mariano Rivera.
Oh yeah, I didn't even put it up, but
bro,
one of my favorite picks, but it's evidence right now. I don't know how evidence looks or what's going on.
In my opinion, the way everything is looking is that whatever organization he's organized, like he's dealing with, whatever church or whatever, has this issue, this scandal is going on with them. He signed on as a pastor, like as like a star.
So was he diddling children too?
No, it's not that he was not diddling children. They're trying to implicate him.
Breaking on dipshits. Mariano Rivera, the famous pitcher for the Yankees, was diddling children at his church. Breaking news.
No, that's not what I was saying. What I'm saying is that he was dipshit. Like when he was almost dipshit of the week, I said he was almost dipshit of the week because he derped and unknowingly signed up to be a fucking like a preacher at this fucking church in upstate New York, and not trying to vet them fully.
Upstate New York. This wasn't I thought it was like with his name Mariano Rivera. I thought it was like South America somewhere.
No, you would think he's from Panama, I think originally. But the thing is, I don't think it's a Panamanian church. I believe it's a church in upstate New York. And the thing is, this is my thing, right? I feel like you have these baseball guys that are doing this, like Darryl Strawberry, one of my favorite. When I was 5 years old, I wanted to be Darryl Strawberry. I wanted to be 6'3" and thin and black. That's what I wanted to be, and hitting dingers and being a fucking outfielder. That's what I thought I was going to be. I didn't think I was actually going to be, in fact, a 240-pound shorter stock. You're 5'10", white guy catcher, and who's bad knees. So it's like I can't even catch if I wanted to. But Darryl Strawberry preaches for some like evangelical church. So Mariano Rivera's probably think I'm going to go with this because it's tax-free money, and apparently there's an SA fucking scandal with the church. And the thing is, like, I sort of, am like, feeling like he was dipshit-ish. Just want to bring this up because it's like, to be blinded by faith so much to not investigate deeper into like the dealings of some people. I think they probably would have had he spent a little bit more time with like a lawyer, could have vetted them a little bit better and not had to deal with all this. But if it's true that his wife, who's more like involved, knew about this shit, that's a little hairy. Which I think that might be how it's going.
Well, on that note, thank you for watching the Dumbfounded Dipshits podcast. I am Mike. That is Ryan. We are dipshits. The evening, and we are going to
Peace out, yo. Later,